Hi, welcome to episode 2 of What I Learned in Cloud this week. My name is Quinn Devery, and before we jump in and talk about today's subject, I just want to give a mad shout out to everybody who showed me love, showed support last week. Really appreciated, did not expect all that. So just, hey, bottom of my heart, thank you. And but for this week, we're going to be talking about customer data platforms. It's kind of near and dear to my heart from my marketing days, and so just kind of a couple of build or buy options. Definitely not an exhaustive list, but Segment and Telium, you may have heard of them. My understanding is they're kind of the market leaders, and that would be a buy solution. And then Amazon Neptune would be a graph database, and that could be a build solution. And really, it comes down to a personal decision for your company based on the resources you have. So there's kind of more flexibility from building your own solution, but also if you don't have the skill sets or the bandwidth to do that, then that could actually slow you down significantly. So kind of weighing those different options of the flexibility of building versus purchasing your own. And Segment and Telium are two great partners to work with. So what is a customer data platform? So kind of fundamentally, it's focused on the customer and pulling data sources from web page visits. If they added a product to the shopping cart, your offline sources like point of sale systems or loyalty programs, maybe social media data coming in a feed, as well as if you have a mobile application and the interactions there. And then it kind of pulls it into the central hub, and it enriches the data around a unique customer identifier. So now you actually know all the things and actions and behaviors that you're recording kind of associated with this customer ID. And then from there, you're actually able to, visualize that via your own applications, like a Tableau or a QuickSight, or you could send it to an advertising platform like Facebook or Amazon Advertising, or your enterprise data warehouse. So pretty powerful stuff. One thing that comes up sometimes is, well, what's a CDP versus a data management platform? Do I need both, or already have a DMP? So I'm not an expert here, but my preliminary research is customer data platform is focused on your customer, right? So it's actually building that profile around first-party data of your interactions with the customers that are known with personal identifiable information, whereas a DMP is usually based on anonymous data. So third-party cookies, use a lot in advertising. How do you segment audiences based on demographics without actually knowing like their name or where they live and different aspects of that? So, two different use cases in a Venn diagram. There's probably a little bit of overlap, but pretty distinct. So right now with the CDP, really focus on your customers. So if we were to kind of cut into our customer 360 cake and see what value and what layers are in there, it's kind of three main things. So one is a holistic view of your customer, right? Sounds obvious, but if you're a young company, maybe that's something you've done out of the box just because you've got a pretty simple architecture. But if you're thinking of like a bank where that has a financial services arm, a personal banking arm, as well as a mortgage lending arm, if they have different systems, they may not know when someone's coming in for a mortgage that they have a significant amount of assets with the securities arm. So it's pretty key there. And there are a lot of companies that are still struggling to get that customer 60 view in place. Once you have it, it also allows you to segment your customers based on their actual actions and behaviors, and so you can really personalize insights. One example that comes up or use case that I hear a lot is, abandoned cart. So if your website is feeding data of like, okay, this customer signed in, or you identify them with a cookie, they added these pair of shoes to their cart, they went to the checkout, but then they didn't check out, so it's an abandoned cart. Well, you can actually run a report on you're using like your CDP to say, okay, who in the last 3 days added a product to their cart, went to the checkout, but then never fulfilled that transaction. And then you could focus your promotions on that subsegment, right, where they're pretty close to the tipping point of actually purchasing something else. And then lastly, deeper insights, again, might seem really straightforward, but once you have that unique customer profile, now all of your future promotions, your future histories and purchasing, you can now tie that to a single customer with more data, allows you to get more insights. So good stuff. What it isn't, right? So CDP isn't everything. It's part of your MarTech stack. You're not going to have really robust analytics tools out of the box. We're probably not going to be doing a ton of like SQL queries on that. Yeah, most of them don't have a strong visualization tool, so you're going to partner with somebody like a Tableau or maybe an Amazon QuickSight. You're not going to be doing a lot of outbound engagement. Now, you may find the audience you want to target, but you still actually have to use a different solution to actually target and sending the text messages or the emails or the voice calls or whatever your omni-channel platform is for outbound. And then it's also kind of, it gives you a lot of clean data for machine learning, but it's not a machine learning platform in itself. And so you'll be leveraging other different services, although there are some really cool things that I've seen from both Segment and Telium that they're kind of trying to embed, predictive analytics into their solutions. So that's pretty fascinating as well. So in summary, right here, your build and buy options. Check out Segment, check out Telium. They're great partners. If you're looking to build your own, I think there's some great case studies on Amazon Web Services website. And thanks for joining, and tune in next week.